I was interested in my family heritage, so I interviewed my aunty Thea. Here is a snapshot of her story as a newly arrived migrant to Australia. The year was 1961. I started by asking her about the origins of the Pietersma name.
From Friesland, as we would say it in Dutch. All I know is that the family of Pietersmas were mainly farmers. What the surname actually means, I couldn't tell you. I already had an aunt and uncle that came to Tasmania, and they used to write letters saying what a great country this is. Also at the time, the Australian government was looking for migrants to come out because it was such a young country. They needed workers, and so they thought it was a good opportunity to bring a family up in a new country, and went to the migrant camp.
Right.
Lived there for a short period of time. That wasn't too bad because you had a whole mixture of Dutch, German, so you didn't actually straight away feel like that you were
Right.
in Australia. What I remember the most was actually the school teacher. He asked us all to put our heads down like this on the desk.
Yeah.
Be as quiet as a mouse, and of course you put your head sort of sideways, otherwise you're going to suffocate, sort of thing. And there was another child on the other row that made me laugh. He made some funny noises, so I laughed. And with that, the school teacher made me go into what they used to call the hat room, and I actually got the cane across the leg.
Wow.
And ended up with a big bruise, swelling on my leg. I went, painful, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why I got that, purely for just laughing. And when I went home to tell my Mum couldn't do anything because she couldn't speak English. Life, yeah. I do know my dad was talking there for a while about going back to Holland to live, but Mum absolutely loved Australia, so even if he went, I don't think she would have went. Them coming out here was a great struggle, yes, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of isolation. It wasn't until I got older and had a family of my own, I got sad because I thought how hard it must have been for them.
Yeah.
And how lonely she must have